It's April 2nd. It's snowing like crazy again. So the winter that never ends. So I thought, why not embrace it? Let's head to the forest and see if we can find a little winter type forage to make a wild soda. While we're down here, I thought I would check and see if any of these birch trees are ready to run. I have to find a live branch and cut the end off it, and it'll seep if there's sap running. I don't think they're quite there yet. Still pretty dry in there and tastes like it's still kind of stagnant from winter. Sap hasn't started flowing yet. Well, here's a winter foraging staple. Some of these do dry out a little bit, but if you look kind of deeper into the plant, you find lots that look like this, and they smell fresh. If you give them a squeeze, they smell like citrus, and these make a beautiful tea as well. Such good medicine. Well, here's another one we'll put in the soda. Should add some nice flavor to it. Some spruce needles.
Hey, we see. What? Hey.
Okay, and the icing on the cake for our soda is going to be these little beauties. Some wild rose hips. They stay pretty well preserved in the winter, actually. Not all of them, but some of them. As long as you don't have too many weather fluctuations, they stay mostly frozen and they just dry on the vine, so they make an awesome addition to sodas or teas or whatever. So I'm gonna find a few of these and I'll head back to make some soda. Add all the Labrador tea, rose hips, all the spruce, and this stuff all has its own wild yeast on it, so it's going to come alive and start to ferment just naturally. I don't have to add any starter to this. In the past, I've made sodas and just infused them gently with a little bit of Labrador tea, And I've actually had them turn to alcohol almost immediately because the yeast is so strong on Labrador tea. I'll just add a bit of water, just enough to cover it. I'm not going to make this whole jar into tea. Keep the calm yeast from growing on top of it for anything that's sitting on the top. And I'd say within a couple days, this will be in a full ferment. Okay, well, there it is. It's all loaded up and ready to ferment. Got the honey in there. There's enough wild yeast in there to get it fermenting and the honey to feed it. I'll stir it probably a couple times a day just to keep it below the water. And it's already starting to infuse, so.
In the morning everything is spent, and I make my way back home.
It's really hard to believe that it's almost April. And just open up the greenhouse and everything is pretty much frozen still. I guess the soil's a little bit soft on the surface, but crazy. Yeah, I was kind of pondering on building like a cold frame within this greenhouse to try and get a few things started. I thought maybe if I like just did it temporarily and like insulated it with some straw and some different things, it might stay warm enough and like steady enough heat to start some seedlings and stuff that's a little bit more cold hardy. And then yeah, we can start, you know, like planting whatever, squash and stuff like that. I'm starting all of my squash and everything from seed this year, cucumbers, all that, so they could potentially start in that cold frame and then move out to the main part of the greenhouse. So yeah, just doing some pondering at the moment as to where to build it and yeah, kind of how it should look and work and whatever. So really eager for spring. I'm really ready to plant and get growing and all that stuff. And it seems like this snow is never gonna go away. It's pretty wild. This might be the latest winter we've had in a long time. Okay, I've decided to completely reconfigure this layout. I just thought this center bed would work so much better because then the bales will sit down a little bit lower and I can potentially even put it at a little bit of an angle. What I was thinking is that I can put the bale on the front. A little bit of an angle. This one down like this so it's insulated all the way around, even right to the ground. I think I'll try in that little mock-up cold frame just a few greens like Swiss chard and lettuce and spinach as a starter, and I won't plant a bunch of them, just a few. And then I might try like a squash. What I really love is this red curry squash. This is one of our favorite winter like keeping squashes and all around kind of eating squashes. So I might try like 1 seed or 2 seeds of this squash and maybe a couple of these melons just to see what happens. And then if they take, they can stay there, you know, and I'll move the other stuff out. Okay, well, here's a little experiment for the day. A greenhouse within a greenhouse. Insulated with straw bale. Planted a bunch of greens and stuff and a couple melons and a squash in here. And it's about -7 outside. If you can see the thermometer in there, it's +3 inside there. I watered it in really good, and my plan is to just not open it and just see how it kind of grows as its own little ecosystem for a bit here. I have a serious cast iron addiction, and so when we were at a garage sale last summer and I saw this poor rusted out old cast iron, I had to save it. The kids were actually using it in the sandbox prior to this sale. So I decided to bring it home and bring it back to life. With a little bit of elbow grease. And a little bit of leftover lard. And a little bit of heat from the wood stove.
In the morning, everything is spent, and I
She is good as new and ready for another 100 years of service. We're having a little driving lesson today.
Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. The same old people, the same old steeples on every corner for half a mile. But nothing changes, and ain't it strange that we didn't notice as a child that slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see.
Nice one. That's what you're
Living in a dry state, but we all say grace, buying liquor on a Sunday across the county line, where the raindrops rolling off the rooftops, making the clouds stop for just a little while. Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. Sitting on the porch step in the town where we met, after the sun sets on a Friday night. Southern fireflies lighting up the night sky, lucky to realize one more time that slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. It makes the gray so hard to see.